just about 18 seconds into game one for the Peeps. It'll be Reynolds bouncing one through and sent all the way down. Mist has to swipe this one away. He does. Jules will drop one down. Brilliant pass. It doesn't result in a goal on two different attempts.
Ground Zero had the opportunity, still can't find the back of the net as this one's underway. You see Peeps, another shot close. Deca, he'll be able to clear this one out for Jules in the midfield. Deca, fast rush. And now the ball will be cleared back into the end.
That'll be popped up here that Deca has to send away. And Gyro, I think he misjudged that initially. Had to use what little was left of his boost. Mist has put this one in a dangerous spot, and the demo from Deca opens it up for Zen.
Like you said, demo from Deca on the Reynolds. Wide open net, and Zen has a little bit of room to shoot into. For Ground Zero, 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. We've got 2 goals. OCE against the Peeps, new North American RLCS team, consisting of all new players. Gyro, Reynolds, and Mist here. This roster looks good on paper, but we'll see if they can make it into day 2 against the OCE Elites.
Yeah, the experiment with Splice and Karma did not work in Valencia. They did not make it to the second day. They're at risk of doing the same here with Mist. It is Deca. He'll play a roller in, and Reynolds is all over it. Another ball bounced back into the Peeps zone. And now Jules plays one across to Deca. Zen coming on. He was huge in their earlier series that we saw them play. They did not win when we had them on. Another shot, this time from Zen, and Reynolds. Well, the shot knocked him into the goal, and Reynolds now will clear it away. Gyro.
Oh.
Did he follow this? Doesn't need to. It's under the bar, and the Peeps are back in front.
Like you said, it's under the bar from Gyro. You see Zen go up for this one. He has so much space, though. He chases after this one, especially being last man back. Beat to the ball, and now down by 1 are Ground Zero, according to that.
If you're just joining us, first of all, where have you been? You've missed all the fun. There have been 2 number 6 seeds that have beaten number 3s in the bracket stage so far. As Jules gives one away to Reynolds, Mist will play it high. One of those, GC Aura Esports, has qualified for day 2. The other, Plot Twist, has a matchup with G2. Here is Reynolds, dropping one on target, but Deca's there to clear it away. Also, 6 different times today, we have had a match go all the way to Game 5, including plenty of reverse sweeps or near reverse sweeps.
It's been a fun day.
Deca for Jules. Yes, it has. And surprisingly, even with all the Game 5s, we're not woefully behind schedule. Reynolds trying to drop one in, and Jules will slide this one out to the corner. Another ball coming in for Mist. Gyro up there trying to get a piece of Deca. He did, but Mist can't finish the job.
Mist can't finish the job, and now Peeps have to play this from their own end. Oh, a good shot from Zen. Not enough, though. Zen and the rest of Ground Zero looking to keep up some offense here. But Mist and the rest of the Peeps understand. Let's waste as much time as we can in field play, forcing Zen to get the clear. It'll move back into the Peep zone.
Zen challenged by Reynolds. Mist will win this all the way to the Ground Zero half of the field. Gyro now doing all he can to keep this in play, but it will be sent downfield, and Reynolds had to get there because Zen was waiting. Nobody's home, and Mist expands the lead.
Nobody home, and like you said, easy open net opportunity for Mist. All he has to do is beat Jules to the ball. Jules a little late on the challenge there, beat by a mile. Peeps definitely got a lot of energy coming into this game. 3-1 with 48 seconds left. A big lead, but we have seen this lead get taken down before. Wouldn't be surprised if Ground Zero is one of the teams to do that.
In the series with Dignitas, the Peeps are one of those teams that win all 5 games. And tell me if this sounds familiar, Daz. All 5 games decided by just 1 goal with a pair of overtimes.
That's the name of the game today. That's been pretty much day one, at least here on the B stream. We've just seen a lot of close Rocket League matches between some teams that we didn't expect to do so well, and we've seen some upsets from teams we did expect to do well. That being said, the Peeps, Stacks expects them to do well. They win game 1.
I expect the Peeps to do well if they're playing like Cloud9. So throw that out the window, but they have taken game 1. If ever it was possible for a caster to sponsor a team, guilty as charged. So 3-1, the Peeps take game number 1. They need 2 more to get to day 2, but on a serious note, it is not going to be easy. Ground Zero, they know what is facing them now. They need to win 3 out of the next 4 to stay alive. They are Oceania's last chance, with Chiefs bowing out earlier today.
They are indeed. Like you said, for Ground... Well, not even that, but I think for Ground Zero, it's about positioning, about getting to the ball fast as possible. We see Peeps, we've seen some of the other teams that have played these Oceania teams, and it just seems like they get outpaced time and time again. That was the thing with Space Station and Ground Zero. So now for the Peeps, it's kind of the statement here is if Space Station can beat Ground Zero, then we can beat Ground Zero. And that's exactly what they look to do as we get ready to get into game 2.
It is a tall task ahead of them because this Peeps team, they have looked very good with Mist in as the 3rd, taking Arsenal's spot. And we know how good Mist was last season in the Rival Series. Maybe the biggest reason, actually there's no maybe about it, definitely the biggest reason that Birds and the Bees also promoted in North America. Zen's going to throw one up there to chase it down himself, and Gyro off the ceiling of the goal, make 1 save, but nobody could get there in time, and Jules gives Ground Zero the lead.
The extra touch from Zen throws off Gyro. Mist still recovering in net. It's Jules. Clutch factor for Ground Zero Gaming. Comes through to score the first goal here. Ground Zero off to a good start. But we'll see if they can hold on to the lead.
Could be a resurgence for the Aussies as we go into game 2. Double commit by the Peeps has put them in a hard spot right now. Loose ball that Zen is going to look at, but Reynolds will clear it away. Nobody's at the net. Mist won't get there. It's another demo that opens things up, and Jules scores again.
Jules again coming through. There's no one in home for the Peeps. Everyone's ready to move forward on offense, but you got to get past Jules. The redemption arc is starting as he scores 2.
G for Gyro, G for goalie, and he has been at the back a lot for the Peeps. They took him out of that play, and nobody else was able to recover. But now here comes Mist. Off the corner. Reynolds is there. Nobody home for Ground Zero either.
Quick shot there from Reynolds. You see Mist, though. Great challenge to pinch that ball into midfield. Without that, you don't get that shot opportunity. And Reynolds makes sure not to let it pass by.
This will be played downfield off the kickoff as the Peeps look to get another quick hitter. Zen has that pop up and away from him. It falls right to Mist, but his shot is well wide. He'd love to have that one back. Across it goes. Jules to Deca. Boy, that had a lot of power on it.
A lot of power. Especially, look at that. The setup shot, or setup for the shot, indeed. I mean, Zen to Jules, Jules to Deca. It just got faster as it kept going between members. And Ground Zero, they want to maintain this lead. They're up by 2 now in game 2.
It is Deca to circle around here, trying to dribble a circle around Gyro. He is up to the task. Now Jules, challenged by Gyro. He was trying to take his time coming from the ceiling, but Gyro waited him out. Back the other way, Deca for Jules again. Did he do it again? Oh, you bet he did!
Jules with 3 for 3. He gets the hat trick in game 2. He reaches and he grabs it. Reynolds doesn't stand a chance, off the post and in. This is the man you need to come alive if you are Ground Zero Gaming. He's putting on a clinic here in game 2.
Reynolds has his team in position on the offensive end. And now they are without Jules, Ground Zero Gaming, but they still get out of the rather limited pressure they were facing from the Peeps. That ball pinballs around. Reynolds will have a shot. It is on! No, it is saved by Jules! Just under the bar. That one's off the top. And Gyro can't convert either.
Peeps want the goal, but they're getting beat now by Ground Zero. Pass in front, Jules! Will be stopped on the goal line. The pressure's still there. Zin tries to keep it in play. He's looking for a demo on Reynolds. He'll find it as Ground Zero are not letting their foot off the pedal. 1-4. We still got half a game to go.
Ground Zero has come to life, led in large part by Jules. Deca almost got to this. Reynolds. Oh, he found another touch. It's still loose in front. And finally cleared by Jules. This will be off the mark as it goes downfield. But Ground Zero are racing down alongside the Peeps. Reynolds back the other way. And Jules does stop the offensive pressure for the moment as Gyro does keep it in. But Ground Zero Gaming look like a much different team. They have faced every challenge so far with minimal difficulty. They've given up one, but it even doesn't feel like that.
That's it. They just seem like they have this game in the back of in the palm of their hands right now. Demo through. I believe this is an open net. Din will carry it in. Dunk Gyro. If you're a Peeps fan, you hate to see that, as that was a very pretty dunk from Din on his way into the Peeps net.
Wow, Daz. At me next time, will you? 5-1. The lead for Ground Zero Gaming, trying to tie up this series, and they are well on their way to doing so. Deca looking for another. It is Gyro trying to slow play, and, well, time is not on their side. Slow playing can only work so much. This will go all the way across, and Jules is on it again. And you'd expect Ground Zero to add another. They almost have. They still almost have. Now they have 6-1.
This field is becoming Ground Zero at this point with how many goals they are scoring. That's going to be Deca adding another one to the total. Game 2 is still going on. We got a whole... They haven't even won a game in the series, and they look like they've taken the whole series. They better make sure not to use all of their goals. Otherwise, this one... Somebody go to me.
Yeah, hey, there is some thought to teams touching themselves out. No. Jules on his way through. It is Gyro. He is not doing a whole lot with this ball, and, well, the Peeps aren't doing a whole lot with anything right now. They are just biding their time, waiting for this game to wrap up. It is Zen looking for a 7th goal. You don't see OCE teams put a Brazil on North America very often, but they may just do it here. Nobody is there. Deca's just going to sit inside the Peeps net. I think he's just going to show mercy on them. Imagine that.
He is just sitting there. Oh my goodness. Okay, he left.
He looks like me after missing an aerial. Now Gyro.
He's one from that.
He was just trying to back it up. Now missed. Not a whole lot happening of consequence in the final minute. All that's really happened is Ground Zero Gaming have come to life in Game 2, and they have sent a very clear message that they are nobody's stepping stone, and they have as good a shot as anybody to make Day 2. They have tied up the series with the Peeps.
Imagine losing so bad that the winning team stops playing. That can only describe this game. as that was something. I don't have a word to describe that. But for Peeps, you want to forget about that real quick. Although your friends probably won't let you forget that after you finish the series, no matter if you win or lose. Just try to forget about that game and move on to the next one, because you don't want that lingering on your mind. But Ground Zero, they completely took control of that game. I have no idea how that even was possible for them. But they woke up. Jules popped off, like at least a hat trick from him. Then he started sharing some of the wealth with his teammates, and Ground Zero just took control from there.
Both these teams have been put in positions where they have had games like this, and we have seen that they have shown a very short memory, and they're able to kind of brush that aside and treat the new game like it is, in fact, a brand new game, like nothing before ever happened. But they do have to keep one thing in mind, the Peeps do. They have got to shut down Jules, because if they let Deca pass to Jules all day like they did in that last game, this is going to be a very long game 3.
You bet it is, especially if you're a Peeps fan. Oh, man, I'm having a lot of fun with this one, Stacks.
I'm sure you are. I'm going to be having a lot of fun when this is over. Oh, Gyro almost scored that, and now missed. He's got over 1, but that is one of the easier upside down out of the goal saves you're going to see. It's made by Deca. Here goes Gyro again. Whoa, but he's flicked that way high. Follow-up for Mist is off. Yes, he did. Mist now playing that through, and it will pinball around and out of the zone. Zen has missed there. He is backed up by Deca. Zen was waiting in front of the goal, but the pass never reached him. Zen will try again. Jules coming on. Now Deca will have a free reign, and he could get one more touch, but he's overshot the target.
For Peeps, this has to be, okay, 0-0. We're back into this game. Let's start off with a goal here to really kill the momentum of Ground Zero. Once Ground Zero get on the board, that train keeps rolling. So now it's a perfect time for them to step up and change how this game is being played.
Deca trying to go over top of Gyro. Does not happen this time. Zen for Jules. That doesn't happen either. But the play is there. The plan is there. Go to the hot hand. Set up Jules and let him run. Jules is up for this one in a hurry. Missed. Has Gyro down there, but he does not redirect that on target, and so it will be cleared away.
Deca's the only one on shot so far for Ground Zero. Making sure to spread that out to the rest of the team is going to be a little bit clinical here, but that's a tough ask. Peeps right now, you see Reynolds floating in the air, doesn't have enough boost for that. They're trying to go for as much as they can, and if they aren't careful, it'll put them in a bad spot. That'll be one for Jules. I don't know if it counts, but it definitely was on target.
Jules is coming on. He had to cover a ton of ground to get to that ball, and he wins that challenge over Gyro as well. If anybody ever deserved an assist for a goal that was not scored, it would be Jules. He put a lot of work into getting that ball downfield, but nothing came of it. Now Deca. Loose in front for Gyro, but he's put it well high and wide. Gyro just has not been on target when he's been throwing that ball towards the net. They'll have another chance to throw it netward. And he's got a ton of boost to go up and chase it as well. Keeps Jules from clearing, and this bounces out in the general direction of Reynolds. It is also there for Zen, but he didn't get a lot of shot or power behind the shot. Now it's missed. Reynolds pops over Zen, so Deca can clear it away. And Mist will have that right over towards Gyro. Good teamwork getting out of the zone. Always important. And now, as a reward, the Peeps have a chance to score this game's first goal. And it really has seemed kind of pedestrian for the most part. Not a lot of great opportunities to get on the scoreboard. Reynolds for Mist. That might have been the Peeps' best chance, and it got nowhere near the target.
Gyro with the slow play. That's a good quality shot. And he's going to follow it up and put it in. First goal for Peeps. There was a long drought of goals here in this game. Big implications based off of it, too. We're going to show how the rest of it was played. Peeps killed the momentum of Ground Zero with this. show that they're still in this game. You can beat us 6-1, but we'll strike back. This series is still tied up 1-1, but Peeps now have the lead in game 3.
Reddles comes flying off the side wall, nowhere near the ball, however. He does get to this one. Banks it out for miss. Double touch on the way, and he missed it entirely. Gyro misses as well. And nobody from Ground Zero is going to get on top of this immediately. So Reddles has time to get set up and start powering that one downfield.
Ground Zero on offense looking for something. Here's Jules, the shot! There's a bump on the play, but Miss makes contact on it first, and he'll knock it off to the side. Close chances for Ground Zero. They get time and space. They're forced still. Peeps hold on to their 1-goal lead.
Reddles infield for Gyro. Off to the corner. That kicks off a defender and almost into the net. Follow-up may get there. Oh, Jules comes up on the defensive end too. Missed. Did he get up in time? You bet he did.
2 goals scored here for the Peeps, and off of just some mistakes here from Ground Zero, not having control of the ball, and for Zen's case, not having control of his octane, as he had no chance of making that save. Miss is able to put it in with 28 seconds left. This could confirm game 3 for the Peeps.
Another one out around the corner with only 20 seconds left. Ground Zero have got to score now to give themselves a chance on the ensuing kickoff. Zen has a full tank, but he can't get by Reddles. 10 seconds remain. Jules cannot get out of the zone. This does start going towards the blue end, but it's not going fast enough. The Peeps have taken the lead back in the series.
Taking the lead will close out game 3 with a bang, 3-0. For the most part, this game 3 was very close between these two teams. Ground Zero and Peeps, no one scored until a minute 54, and then the Peeps scored their first goal. Afterwards, the Peeps started to ramp up. Again, it was really about who got that first goal. This is a very mental game between these players. They're all consistent, and they're all really good at Rocket League. But if they don't have that momentum going in for them in their mindsets, then that changes everything about the game, and we're starting to see that here in this matchup particularly. Ground Zero got shut out this game. Going into the next one, I mean, they start fresh, which is great. Both of these teams can reset well. But however it goes, all depends on who scores first.
Well, the magic number right now seems to be 2 for the Peeps. If they score 2 or more goals, they seem to be fine. They've won 3-1 and 3-0, only held to 1 goal in the 6-1 beatdown they suffered in game number 2. Ground Zero, not out of it by any means. They still have 1 life remaining here in this tournament, but they have to bring it back, win 2 in a row to make their way into day 2. And they've got to get Deca and especially Zen off and running. Zen was getting going early in the series, but they need more of him like they had earlier on in the day.
Ground Zero is a team where they have a standout player, or a player can stand out like Jules or Deca, but they need to function well as a team if they want to prove successful. If one member is lacking, the whole team is lacking, and we're starting to see a little bit of that in these games in this series against the Peeps.
Jules trying to play around 1, he could not, and Reddles clears this away. Mist was streaking downfield. He could not get a shot off, nor could Mist get a part of the defender he was aiming for. Does play this ball in that Zen will deal with, but he didn't get it cleared, and Gyro will put it home.
Look at the challenge here, especially from Zen. Your last man back, he rushes towards it, doesn't have a lot of control, gets dunked by Mist, and then Gyro has the follow-up. When your last man back, making sure that you don't necessarily immediately give away possession in front of your goal line. Big deal here. It gives Peeps the first goal here, and I think everyone's forgotten. This is an elimination match. The Peeps win, Ground Zero go home, or at least they'll go home a little bit later, but they won't be done in this tournament.
Speaking of North American teams, we remember Plot Twist and what they did at times to Barcelona. They're getting a dose of their own medicine. They are being dominated right now by G2. To the tune of 5-0 and 6-1 in the first couple of games. G2 about to punch their ticket into day 2, but they still have to get that last win. Meanwhile, so too do the Peeps. Missed, trying to make it happen, but Jules makes the save. Another shot coming in. Nobody stops it. Reynolds doubles the lead.
Great shot from Reynolds. Miss initial shot forces the defense to get into an uncomfortable position. And then you see Miss with the bump on the rotation. Regardless, I don't even know if the rotation would have gotten back in time. Peeps were on top of that ball, and they were able to put it in for the second goal. Now, ground zero. The mountain gets steeper and steeper every time you let a goal in from the Peeps. You got a lot of time left for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. But we'll see whether or not you have what it takes.
Jules or Zen, who's going to take it? I think a little miscommunication, but Jules does take control. Out to the center of the box, and it will be sent away by Deca. That shot on, though, and missed, bounces another one home.
Missed very quick to this one, right off the touch from Jules. Great read on the ball, but also great touch as well. Then not prepared for it. It goes behind him off the bounce. And you see Jules just a little bit late there on the rotation back, and Peeps 3-0. Big lead for them.
Needs one more touch, missed, but he's blocked by Jules. Up high goes Reynolds, and he does not come down hard over Zen. He makes the stop. Deca can't stop Gyro. Jules for Deca, almost redirected on, but Zen will finish it. Here comes ground zero.
What a counterattack from ground zero. Look at this touch as well. Deca doesn't get a touch on that ball, but that's pass play into the shot from Zen. I love that celebration. Getting a hype off the one goal. 3 minutes remaining in this game. Ground zero still have some life.
Jules gets knocked out of the play by Reynolds, and Gyro's shot finds its way in.
I said ground zero had some life, but Reynolds knocked the life out of Jules. And to open that net up, oh my goodness, what a bump. 3-goal lead for Peeps yet again. They get it right back after ground zero performed an excellent play. Peeps do not want to give this game up at all.
Missed after the demo on Zen, gets a dose of his own medicine as Deca takes him out of the play. And Reynolds will dribble this all the way back to give it to Mist. Jules, desperation shot, does not find the mark. Mist racing, cannot get up to this in time, but Gyro was there and Zen had to be sure to get rid of this ball. Bounced out in front as Ground Zero Gaming watching their tournament life here in Montreal slip away from them. Missed. Can't get this ball out of the zone, but Reynolds can. Sent back in by Deca, but not to a teammate. Instead to Gyro. Mist is coming on to play that from Reynolds. And another save.
Another save, but it doesn't stop the offense there. Mist able to put another shot on. That one will go off the corner and ball back in midfield. That looks like a good shot, but Gyro's there to wait. Is it saved? He will clear it. It's off the backboard, and it will finally go back into the midfield. Very scary situation, but scary is like jump scare for Peeps right now. They're up by 3, and they're looking real comfortable still in this game 4.
They were looking real comfortable with that fake, too. It almost opened up a scoring opportunity. Instead, those demos will certainly relieve the pressure. They didn't get out of the zone, but they slowed down Ground Zero. Now they're downfield. Mist trying to force his way through, and Zen has to slow down at the risk of almost own-goaling that. Lots of demos, like it's the 5th of November out there on the field. Another ball sent away by Reynolds, and Mist will play it back downfield. Ground Zero Gaming do not have a lot of time in their tournament lives, and they cannot break the pressure from the Peeps.
Ball will drop down. Deca looking for a clear. He will get it in midfield. Jules able to play it in front. He gets the flick over. Jules still able to score here. 35 seconds remaining. It would be a stroke of luck or some really nice kickoff goals for Ground Zero to get 2 in 35.
You have to imagine one of these goals has to be a kickoff goal. Might as well score it here. Give yourself as much time as possible. Kickoff goes lateral. It will be Zen running onto it, but Gyro wins the challenge, and Jules has to rush back. He does get that over missed, but Reynolds dumps one back into the zone. Down to 20 seconds. Another one peppered off the back wall. Nothing doing from Jules. He's the guy who's got to get something going for ground zero. He's been the hero so far in this series. Zen for Jules, but missed. Got in the way. That's towards the net. Cleared away one last time. The Peeps survived this time. They will play tomorrow.
Peeps make day number 2 in what started to show signs of a shaky comeback from ground zero. They used all their goals in one game, Stacks.
They
weren't
did.
able
they
to
punch themselves out in game 2.